Now, I want to give you guys an overview of what we plan to cover throughout this course. Currently, this is the course introduction. That's pretty straightforward. For you guys, right after this, we're going to take a 30,000-foot view and walk through the big picture and the theory behind LBOs, be that understanding IRR or how leverage juices returns. We're going to be very theoretical here so you get the core concepts before really diving into starting to create an LBO. Then once we've covered those materials, we're going to start doing the case. So this is when we actually start building a real live LBO side by side. Now the case we're going to be walking through is a buyout of Nike by a hypothetical private equity firm called Shoe Dog Capital. And for those of you guys who have read Phil Knight's autobiography, Shoe Dog, you'll get the facetious reference there to our newly founded PE firm. So we'll be walking through that. You know, Nike isn't the most realistic candidate, but all of the WSO courses cover Nike. So for consistency's sake, we're going to do that here, and it doesn't change any of the core concepts around an LBO. It's you're going to learn everything you need to by doing this, and we'll assess returns on the back end and what's driving returns there. Then Module 3 will be our valuation and transaction assumptions, creating our entry assumptions up top as we start the LBO. Then Module 4 is going to be theoretical again. So this is going to be the theory behind sources and uses, and the core concept here is really understanding various tranches of debt. So this is a pretty important part if you want to understand different types of debt that will be used in an LBO. Then once we've learned that, we're going to apply this and go back into the model. We're going to build out our financing assumptions, fill out the sources and uses in Module 5. Then Module 6 will be very quick. This will be our P&L projections. A lot of this overlaps with our three-statement financial modeling course, but I think you guys will find there's a couple key LBO adjustments that we're just going to highlight here that shows you why an LBO is different from a standard three-statement financial model. Then Module 7 is arguably one of the most important modules we're going to cover here. And this is really what makes an LBO an LBO. And that is the debt schedule, the debt paydown schedule. So really pay attention in this section. This is very important. We're going to be walking through how that is put into practice in building an LBO. Module 8 will be balance sheet adjustments, largely purchase price adjustments, and then projecting the balance sheet as a nice check on our model. Module 9 will also be important. So historically, taxes used to be relatively de-emphasized and simple in an LBO, but with 2017 tax reform, this has gotten quite a bit more complicated. So we're going to go in the weeds there and walk you guys through this. And then Module 10, we're done. We're wrapping things up here. This is the exit assumptions, looking at our returns and sensitizing a couple of key variables to see how that affects returns. So if you guys wanted to wrap up here, you could, but for those of you who are go-getters, we're going to have a couple of bonus modules. So bonus module A will be purchase price accounting, walking through PP&E and intangible write-ups, so getting more in the weeds on those concepts. Bonus module B, I actually think is pretty important since a lot of PE firms do engage in dividend recaps. We build out a very robust, very dynamic dividend recap that can toggle across multiple years in the model. This is a nice one to learn if you guys want to go a little above and beyond here. And then bonus module C is something, again, that used to be a little less important, but has been becoming more frequent in LBOs, and that is add-on acquisitions, or some of you may know them as roll-up strategies or M&A, and buying down your multiple by acquiring small competitors. So again, we build in a very robust functionality around this. You know, this is something that was actually I very commonly had to do during my days at Madison Dearborn Partners, so is a nice skill set to build out. And then bonus module D will be a private equity firm overview. So this is really for those of you who kind of want to understand more the mechanics of a PE firm. How do private equity firms make money? How does a distribution waterfall work? We're going to get in the weeds on those concepts and really get in detail there if you guys do want to have a better understanding of the private equity landscape.